statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
And welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today on this beginning of the week edition of LTN. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. It has been a long weekend, I'm sure. It is everywhere. Where each week when I come on to this show and begin, I always I keep hoping. I say maybe I can start the week with some good news about what's going on with this virus, and I just can't find any. Quite frankly, that's just we passed a milestone. We now have 5 million. Hard to believe, 5 million infections. That is stunning. When I started reporting on this back, I was early to report. I don't know. And I had talked to my daughter about it, who is a virologist. I talked to the other Dr. Garko, and I said to her, I just have a bad feeling about this virus, and I think I'm going to start reporting on it. And back then, this was even before. I mean, there was no commotion at all. We have everything's memorialized. People can go back and check my work and what I say on air. And I was reporting, and nothing. It was located in China, in Wuhan, China, where it began. Um, and then I reported the day on the day when there was the first fatality, and I believe it was in Oregon, if my memory serves me. That seems like a century ago. We went from one person being in, one fatality. Now the number of fatalities is far greater, and the number of infections is totally off the chain. And every reputable scientist that I have been able to put my eyes on to read or my ears on to listen to has said that this particular estimate, this number, 5 million, is underestimated. It's more, and they think considerably more. And the reason why we don't know is because we have not been able to marshal a testing program that has been consistent and effective, and a contact tracing program that has been consistent and effective across the country. We've approached this like a patchwork. Well, you're going to, over here we'll do this patch, and then over here we'll do that patch, instead of like a big blanket all at once. You can't, we shut down, and we did that shutdown, and then we came back prematurely. It came back unprepared, came back recklessly, and now we find ourselves in a very, to be candid, this is a very dire moment. And I said, I'm on record, on air, we got it. I said, this is just the beginning. People think that we're working our way toward the end on this virus. I'm sorry. I just don't see it. I just don't see it. It, Michael Osterholm, Dr. Osterholm, and others saying the same thing. And these are people that do this for a living. So, and we have fall coming now, and flu season will be in play. I wanted to go back to work like you. I'm at work, but I'm at work at home, and this sucks. I would rather be in studio at the station. 6 months, astonishing, really. We are going through something that happened almost 100 years ago when we had the influenza pandemic, also known as the Spanish flu. And we know so much more now, and we're so much better, technologically better, and we're being we're being rolled over with this virus. And I wouldn't be so disconcerted, nor would you, I don't think. I mean, if it was universal across the world, where every nation was in the pickle that we're in, then we would say, okay, then there's something about this virus because everybody's doing the best they can. But other nations are in a far, far, far better place than we are. They did all the things that they needed. They started off worse than we did. Italy, oh my gosh, northern Italy, it was devastated, devastated. In other places, they were pounded into the earth, and they're back. And you look at the charts and the graphs, and you see it graphed out. It's an astonishing, uneasy feeling. All these countries, several of them, they'll put them all on several on one graph, and they're flatlined at the bottom of the graph. It's horizontal, low, wait, I mean, almost down to zero. And then you see this red line going straight up in a linear direction, and that's us. Hmm. And then I reported also when about 6 weeks ago or so, they were talking about, oh, we're going to send the kids back to school. And at that time, I said, this is this is a horrible idea. In the past week, 2 weeks, 100, excuse me, the last 2 weeks of July, it's almost 100,000. It's 97 or 98,000, somewhere. Almost 100,000 kids got infected. And so much for the argument, oh, children don't get infected. In the last 2 weeks of July, 100,000 youngsters. A school and high school in Georgia, no mask requirement, no social distancing requirement. 6 students identified as infected with the virus. What are they? And I saw a photograph of those kids at that high school in the hall, crowded in the hall. It reminded me when I was in high school. You know how the push and shove in the hall between classes? Hardly anybody had a mask on, and they were on top of one another. All right,
I think
let's see if we can.
COVID or no COVID, they need to expand their hallways or something because that was a ridiculous scene. Kids shouldn't be that close to each other. Period.
Yeah, it was like, shoppers trying to jam through a
On a
door to
Black
get into
Friday.
Walmart on a Christmas sale day or
Yep, you're
something.
right.
Horrible. Kids can't get infected. What are you talking about? LTN. Oh my LTN. I get so I don't even know. I lose my words. We'll be back. I'll pull it together and we'll find a bright spot.
Ladies and gentlemen, listen up. It's me, your immune system. I'm always hard at work defending you against the many disease-causing viruses and bacteria that you are exposed to every day. But sometimes I need help to defeat the bad bugs. Luckily, our friends at Kyolic have come to the rescue. Kyolic has 2 super immune-enhancing supplements, Kyolic Immune Formula 103 and Kyo Green Harvest Blend Immune Defense. Kyo Green Harvest Blend is a power-packed blend of organic and naturally sourced grasses, ancient grains, fruits, veggies, herbal extracts, and spirulina in a fast-dissolving drink mix for a quick and easy way to support immunity. Kyolic Immune Formula 103 combines immune-boosting nutrients with aged garlic extract. Aged garlic extract has been clinically shown to support a healthy immune response and reduce both the duration and severity of cold and flu symptoms. Help me protect you with Kyolic supplements and nutritional drink mixes to fortify your immune health today. Available at fine natural health retailers.
Celsius is a fitness drink which is clinically proven to function. How? As a thermogenic, Celsius proprietary MetaPlus blend accelerates metabolism, increasing your body's ability to burn fat and calories. There are only 2 ways a body burns fat: through increased heart rate and our increased body temperature, thermogenesis. Drinking Celsius and then going into motion is double dipping. You're accelerating the burn and the results are even faster. Celsius is your ultimate fitness partner. No high fructose corn syrup, no aspartame, no preservatives, no artificial colors or flavors. 100% of 7 essential vitamins. Proven in 6 published university studies. How does it work? Celsius proprietary MetaPlus formula, including green tea with EGCS, ginger, and guarana seed, turns on thermogenesis, a process that boosts your body's metabolic rate. Drinking Celsius prior to fitness activities is proven to energize, accelerate metabolism, burn body fat and calories. Invest in yourself. Drink Celsius. Look for us at www.celsius.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garka, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's Let's
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Thanks for tuning in today. I hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing to make sure that you reduce your odds of getting infected. Katie's going to tell you how to make contact with the show.
Yes, you can give us a call at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can also send Dr. Garko an email if you have a question or comment. His email is drgarko, Garko, at letstalknutrition.com. You can also write us on Facebook or YouTube. Just let us know what you want answered, or if you have a comment, you can leave it there too. You can also watch the show back on letstalknutrition.com. You can watch the show on youtube.com. Just search Let's Talk Nutrition, and you can also watch us on Facebook or watch any of the shows back on any of those platforms as well.
As time goes by, our experience grows and our knowledge gains, and information is collected, in other words, and we getting guidance about, it's really, you want to know the technical name, it's SARS-CoV-2 coronavirus disease. It's SARS-CoV-2. That's the other name. We know it by COVID-19. The 19 represents the year in which this creature was born or got loose. And all of that information, experience, knowledge, insight has been growing at a rapid pace. I mean, we've been trying to learn as we go. This particular virus has its own personality, its own biological personality, if you will, its own chemical way of well, it has its chemical profile, but in genetic profile, but the way it's affecting people is been puzzling. One of the things we caught on to real quick was that people who have comorbidity or comorbidities, if they're infected, they are put at a far greater risk. Currently, in the United States, we have about 72% or more of the population that is overweight or obese. Roughly about better than a third, some are saying as much as 40% of that group is obese. That means they have a body mass index of 30 or more, right? And now we know. Now, just think about this. We have about 3/4 of the population overweight or obese. Hold that thought in your head. People with obesity have a higher likelihood of being once getting infected, of dying. They are put at far greater risk for a severe disease experience once infected. More than a few obese people have succumbed to this virus. And there's a lot of reasons for that. One in particular that I have talked about on this show long before coronavirus: visceral fat, the fat around the middle, abdominal, sometimes in the literature called abdominal obesity, is an inflammation factory. It's pumping out all sorts of inflammatory molecules all day long. And so people like those old Fords are running real hot. They're hot Some have low grade systemic inflammation. Some, it's not just low grade, it's far worse, and it's systemic. Why does that put them at risk? Because it's causing the inflammation, the immune system, which is which can produce inflammation on its own, because that's one of the mechanisms by which we heal and kill uh, microbes, by the way, pathogenic microbes. They kill them, they can kill them, is now burdened and overwhelmed. And this is becoming more and more of a concern. Obesity is not an adult disease. It is also a children, teenager, young adolescent disease. You see where I'm going with this, right? These youngsters going back to school that have weight issues like this are going to be far more vulnerable, as well as their parents who may be obese. This is concerning. Nobody's talking about it much. Nobody's talking about it much. And that is troubling to me. We should be talking, that's why I thought about it over the weekend. I say, I just have to go on air and say something about this. We're now you so you got an obesity epidemic in the country, and now you have a COVID-19 epidemic in the country. You put those two things together, and you have a colossal car crash is what you have. A train wreck is more like it. Just, you can't make it up. If we didn't have bad luck, we wouldn't have any luck at all. We got to turn this around. We can do this, man. We got to do this.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow, our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish-blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnaturals.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
1250 WHNZ. Online.
Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garca, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garco, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garco, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garca, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Irwin Naturals, premium vitamins and supplements. 25 years of gold standard supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garco.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Let's go to Jenkinstown, Pennsylvania. Michael, welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to have you on.
Good morning, Dr. Garco, and thank you for taking my call.
Is another company that makes digestive enzymes. Most of the major, Michael, most of the major dietary supplement companies are in the business of making digestive enzymes. And it can be very effective in helping people with the digestion of their food, and then, of course, once the food is digested, can be absorbed through the small intestine, and then the nutrients get into the bloodstream. But gas and bloating after you eat usually is sometimes a good sign that perhaps you're not digesting, one's not digesting his or her food properly. And people tell me that they get a lot of relief when they use the digestive enzymes. It seems to really help them. So we'll see what she has to say, Michael. Otherwise, how are you doing up there in the Philadelphia area?
Good, thanks. Yes.
Yeah, thank God.
Are you staying?
Mm-hmm. Are you, you stay at home, right? You're not out.
Yes, I do it. And I'm practicing this for 20 years.
Wow.
I'm blind
Wow.
and I'm not going out anyway.
I see.
This much.
You're blind. Yeah, I remember.
So that's
Well,
it's not something big.
yeah. Well, you be you're courageous. You continue, try to do your Michael, your best is good enough, and just do your best. And you know, that's, that's what you can do. And
Day by
you
day.
always have a platform here. You can always call me anytime you want. And thank you for your call. You always ask good questions. And people not having their eyesight. I mean, life is so much more difficult, and yet you find a way to make it and to get by and do what you have to do. So I admire you, and you take care of yourself, okay, Michael? All right. There you are. See, a lot of people listen to this show. You think, sometimes I have it difficult. Um, but who's ready to go? She's ready to go. Miss Dominico Strander's our guest, and she's ready to go. And if she wasn't ready to go, I was going to go down the street and knock on her door because she just lives a few doors away from me. I'm going to, come on, you got to get on the air. Miss- Good, Dominique, welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. It's great to have you on.
Thank you. Thank you.
How
Always
are
a
you?
pleasure to be here. So to answer Michael's question about the jar enzymes, one of the things that I love about proteolytic enzymes and ours specifically is that most proteolytic enzymes contain protease, which helps you digest proteins, lipase, which helps you digest fat, amylase, which helps you digest carbohydrates. But in addition to those proteolytic enzymes, we also have something called alpha galactosidase, which actually helps you digest legumes. So,
Mm.
which is, can be problematic for a lot of people. So, I do really like our Jarzymes Plus for that reason.
Yes. Yeah, of course. I was going through my supplements, and I'm gonna go on the break. I'm gonna go. I have more Jaro products than I have sense in this house. I'm gonna grab them. And you think I just say those things? People hear me say he doesn't use any of these products he's talking about. He's just. I'm gonna go get them. They're on my. I pulled them out. It'll take you two hands to bring
Mm-hmm.
them over here, and I'm on camera, and then I'll show the audience that I actually do take these. Somebody I know, a little birdie, uh, got me some vitamin E and vitamin C from Jaro. I don't know who that was. I wonder who
Mm-hmm.
that was.
Yeah.
Uh,
He's the jar. We call him the Jaro Angel. Yeah. He just goes and delivers.
yeah. Well, I was visited, yeah, by the Jaro Angel. And here's a little
Mm-hmm.
tip for people: when you eat, when you eat, mm, take vitamin C and vitamin E. Why would I say that? Just think about that for a moment. I'll revisit that. When you eat, take some vitamin C and vitamin E. So I know you have some things on your mind, um, and it's an interesting topic that you said you wanted to talk about today. Why don't you introduce it?
Well, I wanted to talk about men's health in regards to the ever growing use of cannabis as men get older and the American Heart Association evidence on cannabis and the potential harms of it, actually. That heart disease is still the number one killer, and the use of cannabis is not helping it. And so I wanted to talk about men's health in general, but specifically with heart disease.
Yeah, what you sent me, and this comes from Med Edge Psychiatry. This is by right registered nurse, but her last name is Kalika. Kutjaj Kalika. Name, but quote: Older Americans, people age 65 or older, make up 15% of the U.S. population, according to the Census Bureau. By the end of this decade, or the year 2030, This proportion will increase to 21%, and all baby boomers, those born between 1946 and 64, will be older than 65. And so that's the group that you're referring to, right?
It is, but then if you continue to read in the article, it talks about how like the age group of, I think it was 45 to 54, I want to say was the age group. They just see increasing use again of cannabis, and so what we haven't really done the studies on is this aging population.
We'll come back and we'll talk about that. LTN Coast to Coast and globally.
Are you concerned with the change of seasons? Are you looking for a product to support a healthy immune system? Then you must be looking for Oreganol P73, made by North American Herb & Spice, who are a leader in the manufacturing of natural dietary supplements. Oreganol P73 is not your normal oregano. No, Oreganol P73 is made from oregano that grows wild at 10,000 feet above sea level in the mountains of the Mediterranean. That's why it's such a powerful support for your immune system. Try Oreganol P73 today and discover what millions already know during this winter season. To learn more about Oreganol P73, visit your local health food store or our website, oreganol.com. That's oregano.com. Act now and feel better today with Oreganol P73.
You experience the wisdom of nature with Zyflamend Whole Body from New Chapter? Zyflamend is a 10-herb blend that delivers 3 health benefits. First, Zyflamend is an herbal approach to pain relief, helping to soothe minor pain or soreness. Second, Zyflamend is a joint supplement with time-tested herbs to support joint function and flexibility. And the third benefit, Zyflamend supports the body's healthy inflammation response, something that's essential for maintaining whole body health. Zyflamend is New Chapter's clinically tested blend of 10 remarkable herbs, including pure and potent turmeric, ginger, and green tea. Zyflamend is non-GMO, project verified, gluten-free, and 100% vegetarian. New Chapter is a leader in supplement quality. Every ingredient, every product, every time. Discover Zyflamend, New Chapter's #1 selling multi-herbal. Zyflamend is made with ginger for occasional pain relief after exercise. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
What is inflammation? Many people
Dr. Michael Garca, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garco, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garca, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Celsius, live fit. CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garco.
Thank you for stopping by today. Dominique Ostrander, educator for Jarrow Formulas, is our guest today. And she's raised a very interesting topic. And I went and did a little bit of research, and the proportion of adults 65 and older, now there's another demographic here that Dominique just alluded to. 65 and older who reported using marijuana use increased from 2.4% in 2015 to 4.2% in 2018. That study was published earlier in this year in the Journal of the American Medical Association Internal Medicine. And researchers, demographers, and people who follow these kinds of trends have noticed this. And so it causes research, researchers being the types that they are, see an opportunity. And so they said, this is rather curious. What's going on here? And of course, laws have relaxed a little bit with the use of cannabis. And that's okay, I guess. Fine. You want to smoke, you want to drink, have at it. I mean, that's just me. You want to get high? Okay. Let's do it. It's up to you. But at what expense and at what cost? Some people seem to think, oh, it's an herb, so nothing to worry about. Well, think again. Dominique Ostrander is our guest. Dominique, welcome back.
Hi, thank you. So I brought this up because it's very concerning that most adults in that age range are on what we call polypharmacy. They're on multi-medications for various diseases and ongoing problems, and they're smoking weed. And personally, I that's a concern. And so the reason why it's even more of a concern, so it has to do with men's health and how we tend to treat men in our society, where there is this sort of making fun of them for not asking directions, right? Because men want to be perceived as strong and I got this and no problem. I respect that. But at the same time, because we as a society want men to be the rocks and be the ones that have everything under control and all of that, they often won't show their vulnerability when it comes to illness. And so I feel like that's something that needs to be addressed. And as this aging population is medicating, and maybe from the stress and the pressure of life and different things, that maybe this needs to have a light shined on it.
And there's something curious here. It depends on what expert you're reading or listening to. The baby boomers, often they say anywhere between 1946 and 64, if you're born in that period. I've read articles, though, that will push it back a little further, even before 1946, for baby boomers. And baby boomers is not just, everybody thinks it's really a homogenized group. It gets segmented. There are categories within categories within categories of baby boomers. It's really interesting once you get into it. That I remind people that crew back in the 60s, were not unfamiliar with reefer. Okay. And so it's almost like a revisiting for many of them, a revisiting of a habit that they or a behavior that they once engaged in. And I find that kind of ironic. They did it earlier in life, and now they're doing it later in life for different reasons. Rather curious, right?
Right. And well, so we know that people that have, that you're using marijuana statistically later in life started using marijuana earlier in life for whatever reason they started using it, whether it's recreational use or whether it was even to sort of medicate themselves with depression and anxiety. But older adults use cannabis for both recreational use as well as perceived medical benefits like arthritis, chronic back pain, anxiety, depression, stress reduction, and even enhancement of creativity. But there's a real risk of using cannabis today versus back in the 60s because cannabis today is significantly higher in potency than cannabis in the 60s. And again, we're talking about a serious health risk. According to the article, too, I'm quoting, cannabis use is reported to bring a fourfold increase in cardiac events within the first hour of ingestion. Cognitive decline and memory impairment are well-known adverse effects of cannabis use. Research has shown significant and self-reported cognitive decline in older adults in relation to cannabis use. So, and then they go on to explain why that is. And again, we're talking, it's not really cannabis that we're slamming, it's effect on heart health. Its effect on the fact that men tend to want to put their health, just on the back burner, or they don't want to pay attention to it, or it gets ignored. And next thing you know, John's having a heart attack. And I just feel like it's something that needs to be brought to attention. And I think more than anything, we can't examine something with the exclusion to everything else. And we can't look at men's health, heart disease, and the fact that these rates are not actually declining to the exclusion that, oh, well, it's this, oh, it's that. It's a bunch of stuff, including what we're talking about here, cannabis.
And for those of you who think, oh, it's just the herb, and that's cool, nothing to worry about, smoking marijuana results in a substantially greater respiratory burden of carbon monoxide and tar than smoking a similar quantity of tobacco. And we know that habitual marijuana smoking has been linked to airway injury and chronic bronchitis. Cannabis also, and I have the studies here, I mean, I can cite them chapter and verse, causes an increase in heart rate. It lessens lesser increases in cardiac output and supine blood pressure and frequent occurrences of what they call postural hypotension. There's one article that I'm quoting now. While little is known about the effect of cannabis use on cardiovascular disease outcome, it is believed that cannabis use can result in inadequate blood flow to the heart. That's called ischemia, by the way, in susceptible individuals, close quote. Now, I'm thinking of somebody who's obese and smoking cannabis and is older. That is a big train wreck. We'll be back.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow. our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnaturals.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
This is Dr. Michael Garko from Let's Talk Nutrition. Tired of not having enough energy to exercise and be physically active? Well, OptiNos from Earth's creation can help recharge your body, the energy it needs to live a physically active lifestyle. OptiNos does 3 things to help energize. First, it increases nitric oxide, which means more oxygen and nutrients flowing to your cells. Second, OptiNos helps create ATP, the body's energy currency. Third, OptiNos reduces lactic acid buildup, which causes exercise-associated muscle soreness. So turn on your body's energy switch, OptiNos. Start living a physically active lifestyle. Get OptiNos at ecsportsusa.com. That's ecsportsusa.com. For a limited time, use promo code EC and get $10 off your first order. Promo code EC. The sooner you use OptiNos, the sooner you will feel better about yourself and your body.
The preceding was a commercial program paid.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Statements made during this broadcast regarding products or the claims made about specific products have not been evaluated by the U.S. Food and Drug Administration. Products and treatments discussed are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent disease. Make your physician aware of all nutritional supplements used and immediately notify your physician if you have any health concern or undiagnosed sign or symptom. Let's Talk Nutrition is a health talk show that features scientists, authors, nutrition specialists, personal trainers, holistic healers, and experts in traditional, natural, and integrative medicine. Listen for a chance to win daily prizes and follow Let's Talk Nutrition on Facebook and Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition or on Twitter at LTN Radio. It's time for some inspiration. Tune in to get fit and healthy. It's time to talk about nutrition. Nutrition for your body, your mind, your spirit. It's time to talk about proper exercise, stress relief, eating well, and supplementation to help. Get ready to take charge of your health because your health is your wealth and the wealth of those who care about and love you. It's time for Let's Talk Nutrition with Dr. Michael Garko. Welcome to the show.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition 2020. We're nationally and globally reaching people 5 days a week live. Tell your friends, tell anybody that has one whit of interest in their health to tune into this show. This is a show about getting educated, about not just getting informed, but about, there's a difference. There's a big difference. I'll get into that some other day. Getting educated about health, wellness, and well-being. We bring onto this platform different people, different guests with different background, training, experience, insights, and perspectives. Oftentimes, I may disagree with the guest. I don't care. Or they may have a view that's contrary to mine. It's not my job to air my concern or my difference with that person. My job is to help that guest share their point of view, and I'll let you decide what you want to do. I'm not always right. How can that be? My God, I wouldn't want that burden. I make more mistakes than I do than otherwise. And so we're about openness here. It's about a safe space. You can express yourself, say what you want to say, and it's okay with me. And I don't take offense at all. One of my great lessons, and I shared this the other day with Dominique. I don't know if she was there when her husband was with me, and he and I were talking. And I believe he asked me how I was doing, And I said, I'm good. Life has been life has been good to me. And ever since I got sick, and after that, I said, everything else is crochet. And I'm telling you, we get all twisted and fussed up about, this and that. It's not worth it, man. It's not worth it. My God, we're caught up in a pandemic and an epidemic, an obesity epidemic, a metabolic syndrome epidemic. We got more epidemics than we got doctors to deal with it. And nutritionists and educated people in the world of health and wellness to deal with it. We got our hands full here. Human beings being what they are. So this is my way of saying to you, you can always call this show, contact us. And again, it's a space to learn. It's a space to be open. It's a safe space. Katie's going to tell you how to connect with us so we can, chat a bit.
Yes, you can give us a call always at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. You can also email Dr. Garko personally. His email is drgarko, Garko, at letstalknutrition.com. And you can also go to letstalknutrition.com, go to the show schedule tab if you want to listen back to the show or listen to any show you might have missed. You can do that. And you can send us messages on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, however you're listening to us. Just send us a text or a message and we'll get back with you.
And we will. Dominique Ostrander is my guest. She's a premier educator for Jarrow Formulas. And she's, it's interesting. People think that these guests come on to the show to pimp products. She's been on for the first hour. She didn't say, I did. She didn't. She didn't bring up one product. She's here to do just what I said, educate, help people understand what's going on about different matters. And what she raises is a very provocative trend that we see. The use of marijuana, cannabis. I didn't say hemp. I said marijuana. There's a difference. Yes, they are from the cannabis sativa, Yes, they're from the same plant. They may have the same last name, Jones, but it's a different family. Okay? The Joneses in Colorado are different from the Joneses in Canada, someplace. So they're different. And what's interesting to me, she's raising this issue, and as people get older, they don't get thinner, they get heavier. And when you look at the obesity epidemic and you look at the elderly and the weight gain, overweight and obese, now you got a real problem. And you couple obesity with getting infected with the virus and then smoking reefer at the same time, you're in a you're inviting disaster. Obesity can restrict ventilation by impeding your diaphragm excursion and impairs the immune responses to viral infection. And is pro-inflammatory, and it induces diabetes and oxidant stress to adversely affect cardiovascular functions. So if marijuana smoking or use is affecting the cardiovascular system and the person is elderly and obese at the same time in doing that, do you think anything good is going to happen with that individual? Most likely not. Dominique, welcome back.
Thank you. Yeah.
So
it's
why did this grab
I think more than
your
just
attention? I'm curious.
wait. I'm sorry. What was that?
Why did this issue grab your attention to the point that you wanted to come on air and talk about it?
Well, I think I wanted more. I wanted to talk about it in under this sort of umbrella of men's health, and that the men are and this is the fact. So men are dying at a rate 2 times greater than women from COVID. And I think if you're older and you're home and you're isolated and you were a pot smoker and you think that this is the way to medicate yourself through this pandemic, and like I said, we can't examine one thing to the exclusion of everything else. And we have to be able to look at this in terms of men's health. What are men doing now? Are they more likely to go to the doctor when they have chest pain? Are men thinking about marijuana use in terms of, wow, this is actually really detrimental to my health, and I'm already taking 1, 2, 3 drugs for these other conditions? Are men really paying attention to their health? This is an important question, especially in light of COVID-19.
Yeah. Can't examine one thing to the exclusion of everything else. A nice quote. 877-897-8255. Because we live in a world that is systemically, interdependently connected. Everything is.
Absolutely.
Listen, I mean, this has been going on. The philosophers have been talking about this a long time ago. When I was a young kid reading philosophy, and I was, reading these philosophers trying to grab, they were talking a long time ago. This is some great revelation. The philosophers had this figured out a long time ago. We are interconnected, man. And one system, from ants to antelopes to whatever. I mean, everything's interconnected. And so you're right. You can't examine one thing to the exclusion of others, meaning that yes, you may have heart disease, or yes, you may have that, but you can't exclude other possibilities of what can happen to you. You know, I
Right.
I don't know.
Right. And other comorbidities.
What's that?
And
What did
other
you say?
comorbidities. In other words, so if you're
Yeah.
medicating yourself because you're like, well, this has got to be healthy for me because it's reducing my stress. So therefore, it's got to have some sort of health benefit. Well, let's take a look and see if that's really the case. Because if you already have, let's say, hypertension, high blood pressure, and you're using marijuana to medicate yourself, it's probably not actually having a health benefit, even though you're feeling relaxed.
Yeah. Can't make it up. We'll be back.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable? Take Solace. You're one of millions of Americans that has trouble falling asleep or staying asleep. In fact, according to a national survey, 54% of adults have trouble sleeping. So what can you do about it? Take Solace. Solace is an all-natural dietary supplement formulated to support healthy sleep and relaxation. Solace can help you fall asleep and stay asleep naturally. Formulated with all-natural ingredients, Solace is non-addictive and won't leave you feeling groggy in the morning. Take Solace an hour before bed and feel the calming effects of this extensively researched sleep and relaxation aid. For more information on Solace, call toll-free 877-533-7066 or visit takesolace.com. That's 877-533-7066 or take SOLUS.com. Look for Solace in your local health and nutrition store. Solace, for a good night's rest naturally.
Did you get enough calcium today? 85% of women over the age of 20 and 50% of men over the age of 30 consume less than the recommended daily intake of calcium. One of the best ways to protect your bones and joints, Bone-Up provides Australian hydroxyapatite, the very same form of calcium found in the human body. However, strong bones and joints require more than calcium. Magnesium, zinc, manganese, copper, silicon, vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin K, and boron are all beneficial to optimum joint function. Bone-Up gives you all of these. Bone-Up is the most healthful nutritional regimen for bones and joints. Ask for Bone-Up at your local health food store. Or, for more information, go to www.jarrow.com for the best in calcium formulas.
Dr. Michael Garca, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garco, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garca, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Form Essentials, makers of the sleep aid Solace. Yerba Prima, pioneers in internal cleansing. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garco.
Come back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. So, somebody said to me the other day, Doc, I listened to you on the radio, and you talk about these different products, and you say this is good, this is that good, and this and that, whatnot, and you leave people with the impression that you really take these things. And I said to this, I said to this person, people who know me, I can be pretty direct. I said, "What's the matter with you? Do you have rocks in your head?" I said, "Do you think I would go on air and talk about things in a positive way, things that I support, and not take them?" So I'll show you. These are I just grabbed a few of the Jaro products that are on my kitchen. Uh, well, that thing they call it an island. It looks like a country, but um, here is their cocoa sorb. That's vitamin E. There's the vitamin C. There's the vitamin D3. Here's the red yeast rice, and then I take the ubiquinol QH absorb with it. Okay, that's 5. There's my bone up. Got that going on. Then I got the zinc balance happening. And then that's another vitamin D3 in the powder form, in the capsule, not in the gel cap. And there's several more over there. Yeah. So, yeah, we talk a lot about supplements on this show, and we have for 15 years because I believe in dietary supplementation as a way to manage in terms of diet management, lifestyle management. But I don't take it. I'm not buying my supplements where I buy lawnmowers and garden supplies, like some people do because it's a good price. You're making a mistake. So I'm just saying, when you hear me talk about these things, 99% of the time I'm taking them myself. I just want you to know that. Dominique didn't mention any products from Jaro. I just did. Oh, no. Dominique, welcome back.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, this was a topic that I thought, we've talked about heart disease, God knows how many shows over more than a decade. And so, of course, as far as, heart health and everything, I love our awesome foursome. That's what Dr. Sinatra coined the term, awesome foursome. You're taking one of them, our QH, our ubiquinol form of CoQ10. But again, what good
Can I
is
stop you for
supplements
one?
going
Can I
to
stop you for
do?
1 second? Have you
Yeah,
talked to Dr.
absolutely.
Sinatra lately?
Not lately, no.
Do you know how to get in touch with
It's been a
Dr.
few years.
Sinatra?
I do. I have his former secretary's contact. If I
Yeah,
don't have it, I know my
I
father
like
does,
him.
so I
I
can help
like
you
him
with
a
that.
lot, Dominique. Um, he used to come on. He talked. He was a
Mhm.
voice for Jaro at one point. You know that, right?
Right. Oh yeah, we
I,
arranged that years ago. I remember that.
I, he's still alive, right? He's okay.
As far as I know.
Yeah, I would love to get him on here. He's, I can work some, I'll do that. I'll work somebody in of his caliber. You always mention him, and I have to tell you, this past semester, I read an article that he wrote. It was
Mhm.
exquisite. I mean, he is
Mhm.
really um, well-rounded. I mean, I mean,
Mhm.
he's at the top of the food chain when it comes to understanding health and wellness. Is he a cardio? What is his specialty? Cardiovascular?
He's a Harvard trained cardiologist. He's
There you
he's
go.
a
No wonder.
full on cardiologist.
I got a lot of. If you can find out his phone number or some way I can get in touch with him, I would want the audience to have an experience to hear him, and maybe even
Sure,
uh,
yeah, we can see if we can get him on in one of the Jaro shows.
that would. You know what? I would ever be grateful. The audience needs to hear him. I dig Dr. Sinatra. I've always got a
Mhm.
good time with him. He's got a sense of humor. He's funny.
Mhm.
He's smart. I didn't mean to interrupt you. I just 'cause I meant to ask you this the other day when I saw you and I forgot. Sorry. Go ahead
No
and
problem.
here you're
It's
trying
okay.
you're trying to do one thing and you're trying to cook one dinner and I keep saying no, cook this. I'm sorry.
Story of my life. Um, but seriously, his awesome foursome, and his book is Metabolic Cardiology. So if you really want to get a great book and read about cardiology and obviously with a very science, he's an MD, but with a true integrative approach, and not one that's so. There's a lot of integrative physicians I find, I don't know, too fancy. It's not basic enough. It's not something that can be implemented easily. And so, to me, what good is that? But Dr. Sinatra's not like that at all. And his awesome foursome is CoQ10, ribose, magnesium, and carnitine.
Oh yeah, I have.
Those are the awesome foursome.
I have the carnitine. I have the ribose, and the other product that you mentioned. They're in my pantry. I just couldn't grab them from Jara. By the way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Tell the audience why
From Jara.
ribose is such a. They don't. Most people don't know about ribose.
Very true. Very true. So ribose is like CoQ10. It produces ATP in the cells. And like you always say, without ATP, you die. Every cell in our bodies needs ATP, adenosine triphosphate, in order to function as a cell in that particular part of our body. So if you
And
have,
when we come back,
cells in our brain.
we'll talk about. When we come back, we'll talk about Jaro's ribose and why you need to get it into your routine.
The latest trend to hit the store shelves has the whole country buzzing. Cannabidiol, or CBD, might just be the greatest discovery of our generation, and it comes from a plant that is not so new, agricultural hemp. Yes, after 70 years of prohibition and misunderstanding, hemp is back to help you stay healthy and balanced. Growing research is showing that we have a lot to learn from the remarkable hemp plant. Nutrient-rich products like Plus CBD Oil's Total Plant Complex concentrated products provide broad-spectrum nutrition, including fatty acids, plant sterols, cannabinoids, terpenes, and naturally occurring vitamin E. From seed to shelf, all Plus CBD Oil products provide the highest quality hemp-derived CBD products available and are offered in a variety of delivery systems and flavors to suit your needs. Ask your local independent health food store about Plus CBD Oil products by CV Sciences today and learn more about the CBD evolution at pluscbdoil.com. That's pluscbdoil.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. Michael Garco, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garco, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garco, host of Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. You can get more information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Strauss Herbs, everything our bodies need is provided by nature. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Irwin Naturals, premium vitamins and supplements. 25 years of gold standard supplements. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garco.
Welcome back. Welcome to LTN, Coast to Coast and globally, featuring Dominique Ostrander from Jarrow Formulas today. Talking about this topic of the elderly, especially older men, engaging in, I guess it's recreational use of marijuana. They're probably using it, they think, for therapeutic purposes because maybe they're not having a good experience with this pandemic and they're trying to find ways to moderate their stress and anxiety. Not a good idea because it puts you at risk in many different ways. One, especially, it could lead you to some sort of cardiovascular event, heart attack, stroke, something like that. And you just don't want to do that. And so if you insist on doing it, at least you and others who are interested in your cardiovascular health take a hint from Dominique and Dr. Sinatra and get dialed into his awesome foursome. Jarrow Formulas CoQ10. Jarrow Formulas CoQ10 is premier. Their carnitine, L-carnitine, their magnesium, and their ribose, D-ribose. Ribose is an interesting compound. And here's just a real 15-second biochemistry short. There's a thing called the hexose monophosphate pathway. That pathway, it runs, it's an alternative to glycolysis. It turns out that it engages in oxidation and oxidative and non-oxidative processes. Your body makes the ribose 5-phosphate in the non-oxidative phase of the hexose monophosphate pathway. So your body makes it, but you can also get it in dietary supplement form because maybe it's that you're not, these pathways aren't working as well for you, and their ribose is terrific. Dominique, welcome back.
Our ribose, which is Ribose Muscle Edge is actually made by microbial fermentation, and it actually has 4 patents, 4 U.S. patents on our ribose.
Damn, I didn't know that. Is there a number? We had couple of people call. They wanted to know if there was a number that Katie, can you talk to me about that on air? Go ahead. You can talk to me.
Just some of our listeners don't have access to the internet and ordering, and they just wanted to know if there was a number they could call to order.
Can people
There
order
is.
product
They
on
can
Jarro's
call Jarro
online?
Formulas Direct.
Yeah, just a way
They
that
can
they
call
can
and place
avoid
an
having to
order.
go online and order.
They can. They can call. I can give you some phone numbers. I don't know if you want to. I can give it to you over the air, or I can give it to you
Yeah, give it over the
when
air.
we're off the
Yeah,
air.
that's what they want. Here's what the
Okay,
listeners
so
are looking for: a way to order product from Jarro.
right, let me get you that 1-800 number, because that one I don't know
Yeah,
by heart.
just take. No,
To
it's
grab
okay.
that
You don't.
one.
I know you don't have
Our
everything memorized. That's okay. Take your time. 877-897-8255. The reason why I said take vitamin E and vitamin C when you eat, because these two together, and you take them together, when you're digesting food, you're involved in oxidative reduction, redox. Oxygen gets this oxidative process, and oxidation, you're creating free radicals. So it's always good, especially when you're eating things like fats. Let's say any fish with fat in it or whatever. Fat, especially, you should be uh, consuming a lot of fish oil, for example. I tell people, I know people that I do. You can take up to 3 to 5 grams of fish oil a day. If you're not taking anything to prevent the oxidation of that fish oil, you can end up doing more harm than good. And that's why, especially with fats, take vitamin E and vitamin C with the fish oil, and do Jarro's vitamin E Tocosorb. There it is. And there, of course, there are vitamin C plus citrus bioflavonoids. So there's a little tip. That's a pearl. You can mark that in your little book. Okay. Do you have the number now?
I do. I have it now. So it's 1-800-726-0886.
So I promise you, I'll get an email. Somebody's going to ask me, Dr. Garko, what was that pathway you said today? The hex what? Hexose monophosphate pathway, HMP. Yeah. Next time you go to a cocktail party, you can drop that, and they'll think you're a biochemist. So, hardly. What do you think now? So, what are you saying to these older men that are smoking reefer?
I'm saying that, as with all medications, pot has a side effect too, and a lot of them can be cardiovascular in nature. And I think that it's and significant drug interactions can occur, um, because both CBD and THC, which are both found in cannabis, inhibit something called the CYP3A4, which metabolizes a large number of medications actually used to treat cardiovascular conditions.
Yeah.
So again, that's what I was saying initially in the first hour. A lot of these patients are what we call polypharmacy patients. They're on many medications, including those for cardiovascular disease and hypertension.
Yeah, CYP, with what Dominique is referring to, is the cytochromes P450, CYPs, CYPS, are a superfamily of enzymes that contain heme as a cofactor, and they function as here's another biochemistry lesson, a monooxygenase. These monooxygenases, these are very important enzymes. And it turns out that when you're taking a medication, those enzymes, everything passes through the liver. And those are the enzymes responsible for that. And when you're taking, you can have drug interaction effects here. So you got to be very careful what happens, right? Is that what you were suggesting? Dominique, I lost her. Okay, we come back, we'll talk some more. I'll have the LTN health question of the day. Yeah, there's another one for you. Cytochrome P450. Oh my goodness. Biochemistry, a little biochemistry. Be right back.
Wayne Elliott here to tell you about my experience with Strauss Heart Drops over the past 20 years. The Strauss Heart Drops saved me back then and changed my life forever. It's hard to describe how invigorating it is when you increase your blood flow everywhere. The Heart Drops have proven to dissolve plaque from arteries, veins, and vessels caused from cholesterol that can restrict or block our blood flow, our body's most important function. I was able to avoid open heart surgery, as was my father, and instead cleared our arteries painlessly and without chemical drugs, which, by the way, do not claim to remove any plaque or increase blood flow otherwise. Strauss Heart Drops work, I can assure you. No contraindications with pharma drugs. Strauss Heart Drops are safe, and Strauss guarantees your satisfaction with a money-back guarantee. So you can't go wrong and certainly have nothing to lose. If you've had open heart surgery, angina, diabetes, low energy, cold hands and feet, or grayish-blue skin or lips, Strauss Heart Drops are for you. Available online at powermall.com and straussnaturals.com. I promise you won't be sorry.
The ever-increasing stress and toxicity we are exposed to from our environment, diets, and lifestyles make internal cleansing a necessary part of a good health regimen. Founded in 1980, Yerba Prima was the first company to launch a whole-body internal cleansing kit. Since that time, they have continued to develop and manufacture a complete range of all-natural, high-quality fiber and internal cleansing products. By using all-natural psyllium fiber and no harmful stimulant laxatives, all Yerba Prima fiber and internal cleansing products can be used over a long period of time to ensure optimal health and regularity. With nearly 30 years dedicated to all-natural cleansing products, it's easy to see why Yerba Prima is a leader in the fiber and cleansing products category. Learn more at yerbaprima.com, YERBAPRIMA.com, or visit your local health retailer. Yerba Prima, pioneer in internal cleansing products.
Did you get enough calcium today? 85% of women over the age of 20 and 50% of men over the age of 30 consume less than the recommended daily intake of calcium. One of the best ways to protect your bones and joints, Bone-Up provides Australian hydroxyapatite, the very same form of calcium found in the human body. However, strong bones and joints require more than calcium. Magnesium, zinc, manganese, copper, silicon, vitamin C, vitamin D3, vitamin K, and boron are all beneficial to optimum joint function. Bone-Up gives you all of these. Bone-Up is the most healthful nutritional regimen for bones and joints. Ask for Bone-Up at your local health food store. Or, for more information, go to www.jarrow.com for the best in calcium formulas.
What is inflammation? Many people think that only joints are affected by inflammation.
More information about the show on my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com. This is Dr. Michael Garko, and you're listening to Let's Talk Nutrition on this station. If you want to find out more about the show, visit my website at letstalknutrition.com. That's letstalknutrition.com.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by American Biotech Labs, your daily immune system support. Celsius, Live Fit. CV Sciences, from seed to shelf. New Chapter, the benefit of nature's wisdom. Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Let's Talk Nutrition on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Welcome back. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Here's the LTN health question of the day. We've been talking today with Dominic Ostrander, educator for Jarrow Formulas, about this trend that we see with elderly, a lot of baby boomers involved here, but also people younger than that, early 40s to mid 50s, that group as well, who are engaged in the use of marijuana. And as marijuana's laws have become a little bit more relaxed, people have become more relaxed in using it. And we now see this trend where the elderly are, it's remarkable how much it has increased among that group. And that'll get me to my LTN health question. And here is the question. Is this going to be true or false? The time frame that they looked at was between 2002 and 2014. They have some even more current data. But just for that time frame, the proportion of adults 50 to 64 who reported using cannabis in the past year, it more than tripled. Was it from 2.9% to 9%? In other words, that's almost gave you the answer. He gave you the answer. How much has it increased? And I think that has gone up from 0.2%, 2.9% to 9% is the increase in that population using cannabis. Is that true or false? I rarely give falsehoods. Here's a number to call.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
It's a substantial portion, increase. Among adults 65 or older, the proportion increased more than tenfold, by the way. Another way to look at this, from 0.2% to 2.1%. It's quite remarkable. I was not aware of that until Dominic brought. I'll be honest with you, I didn't know this. I wasn't paying attention to that. I got 8 pots and a 4-burner stove already, so that's why guests come on and they introduce these themes. Dominique, welcome back.
Thank you.
So this protocol, the awesome foursome that Dr. Sinatra recommends, and I'll ask you to repeat those Jarrow products. This cardiovascular protocol, Dr. Sinatra based that a lot on clinical evidence, his own clinical experience. And it would be good for anybody to get on that protocol. If you could just run down the protocol one more time for the audience.
Absolutely. So it's what he calls the awesome foursome, and it's CoQ10, ribose, carnitine, and magnesium. So let me say this too. So Jarrow Formulas, there is no other supplement company that does more research in the area of CoQ10. So Jarrow actually, again, besides founding the IPA, which is the International Probiotic Association, Jaro actually founded the International CoQ10 Symposium, which is exactly what it sounds. It's an international symposium where all of these researchers and experts in this area come together and show their research in this particular area. And of course, we have an award-winning CoQ10 with a pro-liposomal delivery system. Our ubiquinol is really superior.
Yeah, I'm holding up a bottle of it right now. My bottle, the one I use. There it is. Now you got the ubiquinol QH Absorb. There you go. 100 milligrams, 120 soft gels in this little baby. Got to take at least one of those a day. Let's go to Jenkinstown. Go back to Jenkinstown and revisit Michael in Jenkinstown. So, Michael, is the answer true or false? Is it true that the use of marijuana among the elderly 50 to 64 has gone from 2.9 to 9.0%? True or false?
True.
100%. There you go, Miguel. You won a $25 supplement gift card, Michael. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And always, thank you for listening to the show, Mike. Dominique, this has been been interesting. Go ahead, Dominique.
Well, I appreciate you wanting to talk about this. I do. I appreciate you shedding some light, though a small light, but still, nevertheless, it's a conversation that's just beginning. And I'm sure as time goes on and the legalization of marijuana is becoming what it is, this is not going to go away by any means.
No, it's not. I suspect we're going to revisit this as COVID continues to cover the world. We'll come back to this. If by chance you end up talking to Dr. Sinatra, please share with him. Say, Dr. Garko mentioned you on air, and he said he really enjoyed conversation with you and like you to come back on the air. And if you could come on and do a segment for Jaro Formulas, he would be very grateful. You talk to him.
I will do that. I will do that.
like him.
I will do my best.
I
do too.
Yeah. Yeah, I know you will. So, your husband's a pretty nice guy. You know that.
Yeah, I do know that. I definitely know that. Yep.
Yeah, he's
a
always
Renaissance
so.
man.
What's that? What's that, hon? What did you say?
I say he's a Renaissance man. Like he's good at so many things.
I know. And he's always so nice to me. He said, Doc, if you need something, I'll come and fix it for you. I got more things. This is a new house. I got little odds and ends. And I said, I will take you up on that. He's going to help me fix this fire alarm that won't quit beeping. So,
oh, gosh. Sooner rather than later, I would hope.
So, tell him I said hello. Thank you for being on the show today. Thank you for introducing this topic. Awesome foursome from Jaro Formulas, right? We'll be back tomorrow. Get the ubiquinol, the ribose, the magnesium, the carnitine, put them all together. Take care of your heart, because your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. I'll see you tomorrow.